Hey guys, welcome into the podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, I'm the guest and Pearson hosts.
Yay.
He interviews me. I hope you guys enjoy hearing a little bit more about me, where I came from, working for Logan and whatnot. I have a lot more to say, so ask some questions down in the comments below if you guys want to find some more stuff out about my life and the journey that I've been on. Also drop a like, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for interviewing me. Let's get into it. I woke up one day and I'm like, I can't be Logan Paul's videographer the rest of my life.
Tell me, do you think about me?
Welcome into the podcast, another episode of a one-man show. To be honest, last week's episode got fucking clapped, so make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys
Go back
are new.
to that episode and like it.
Go back to the other episode. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I, myself, have never been interviewed. I'm always the host. I'm always asking all the questions. I'm always directing the conversation. So today, Pearson, you're going to take the hot seat and interview me.
Ooh.
Come sit next to me. Come here.
Wow, this is weird.
How's that feel on your own show?
So the reason, get the fuck out of my shot. Last week I was on Pearson's episode of his podcast, and I was like the color commentary where Adelia is, and I had the best time ever. And I was like, damn, bro, I really want to not have the pressure of asking all the questions, and I want to see where you take the conversation and just be able to showcase a little bit more of my personality as opposed to my hosting.
Yeah, I think
two different people.
We've talked about this a lot. Is like a lot of times, especially is like when you're in the leadership position, you have to be the leader. You have to ask the questions, especially in the vlogs.
Right.
Like people seeing you in like mine and Adelia's vlogs. It's really fun for them to actually get to see Mark's personality because you perform.
Right.
You're actually like you're fucking hilarious. You're funny. You're engaging. But a lot of times you're letting everybody else be that person.
In my vlogs, yeah.
Yeah.
And on my podcast.
Right. Which is cool. It's cool for me. Thank you for the honor and entrusting me with this job right now. I appreciate it.
I mean, I hope you do good.
It's going to be terrible. You guys, dislike the video now. Run up the likes, actually. Do please run up the likes because this is Mark's special episode. Mm-hmm. It's 169 episodes deep. I have no idea.
Oh, my God.
This is the one-man show.
We're on episode, what, like 80 almost? I don't know.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Run up the likes, hit the bell for notification, comment below what your favorite part of this podcast is, and let's dig the fuck into it.
Let's go.
Also, I just started a podcast. Please go run up the likes on that.
And you farted right over there.
And I did fart right over there. Mark, you got started in the social media gang as the OG. Like you got started back when Vine was a thing. Mm-hmm. You were amongst the first of you were the forerunners as far as vloggers go.
Yeah.
It was you, Logan, and who else was in that crew?
King Batch started his vlog. Lance 210 started his vlog, and Amanda Cerny. And that was kind of like the crew of, I didn't really start on Vine. That's like a common misconception. People always say like, bro, your Vines are hilarious. It's like, dude, I made like 6. I didn't really Vine. My starting point was Instagram stories, but everyone called skits Vines because that's what it was, you know? Mm-hmm. So I started on Instagram, and then the wave of vlogging started to happen with Lance 210 and King Batch, and then me and Logan talked about starting a vlog together, actually. And we were going to do a thing together. I was going to be the camera guy, edit all the videos and stuff. And then we decided not to do that, and then I started my vlog. He started his vlog. And then that was kind of the starting point for that.
Why'd you decide not to do that?
We want to know the tea. We want to know.
Give us some motherfucking tea.
I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that.
Dishing out on it. Okay, fair enough. I mean, how was it? Because I think a lot of times as well, I see a lot of these comments, and it bothers me because you're such a fucking talented dude, and so is Logan, but you are two totally separate people.
Yeah.
A lot of times people will say Logan made Mark. Yeah. And it's not to say that Logan didn't give you a dope platform to jump off of. We all help each other out, but nobody's anybody without their team. Right. Including Logan, including me, including you. What would you say Logan helped you with and you helped Logan with? And what was the difference?
Well, first and foremost, me and Logan's relationship started back at Ohio University. He was just starting out. Well, he wasn't just starting out. He probably had $500,000 on Vine. He was the talk of campus, and I also filmed videos on campus. I made these party videos, and everyone on campus knew who I was from the videos that I made, which they went viral at our school. So me and Logan were kind of the two video guys. Obviously, he had a way bigger platform than I did, but I actually reached out to him, and I was like, hey man, would love to work with you. I'll shoot your videos. Let's to see someone else that was really into social media like I was, because I was a huge fan of Roman Atwood, Casey Neistat in college, and to see someone at my school that like was also into making videos was cool. So I reached out. I was like, hey, let's shoot some videos. We ended up, I think, shooting like 1 or 2 there at college, and then he lived like 30 minutes away from me back at home. So once school ended, I was going up to there. We were shooting like YouTube content, sketches and stuff. And then he moved out to Los Angeles, and he wanted me to come with him and be his videographer. And I was like, man, I've done 2 years of school already. I can't just like leave those 2 years, and that'll be just a waste. So I was like, let me take this junior year, and then after that I'll come out. So junior year, I took so many hours, like the max amount of hours, and I made it so that I took all the classes that you had to take on campus. So ones that weren't offered online, I took all those that year so that I could finish college from Los Angeles with only online classes. So I left the online classes for my senior year. So a lot of people don't know that. Like when I first moved to LA, Logan, yes, he flew me out, gave me this opportunity. Without him, I wouldn't be where I was. There's no question about that. But yeah, I flew out here. I lived in his closet on an air mattress. Like his clothes were above me. Everybody knows this. And then I made $1,000 a month shooting his videos.
$12,000 a year.
12 G's a year and free rent. And he would pay for food and stuff. So I didn't really have the expenses of food. But
12K is way less than minimum wage, man.
Yeah, to like, obviously he pays his guys way better now.
Right, for sure.
He's making way more.
Making way more guap.
Yeah, making way more money. But he gave me such a good opportunity.
Yeah.
And yeah, the whole thing, like Logan made you, it's like, dude, it's been 5 years. Yes, he opened the door for me. But I walked through it and I shut it behind me. Like, he didn't edit all my videos. He didn't shoot all my videos. He didn't come up with all my ideas. He didn't post them. Like, I still put in the work. Yes, he opened the door. Just like I've opened the door for you to make YouTube videos in Adelia.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, hey, go follow them. Give them, like, helped out Adelia so much. But I didn't make Adelia.
Right.
Like, she has the choice to make a video every day or every week or not. That's up to her.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I helped her with the first few, but like where she goes with that is like up to her.
Yeah.
And yes, people can always say like, oh, you wouldn't be where you are without Mark, or you wouldn't be where you are without Logan. Yeah. Of course, that's totally true.
Yeah.
But also I wouldn't be where I am without me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a big distinction. And it sucks when people try to rob your hard work. They delineate the work that you've put in for years of your life.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you went to journalism school. You learned how to use a camera. You taught yourself to edit.
Right. And I offered my services to work for Logan for free initially. You know, I was like, hey, let's just like, it's to be able to hang out with someone that was into the same shit as me.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a job back then. I didn't even think that I was going to make money doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, it was literally like, oh, fuck yeah, this dude wants to make videos. Yeah. Me too. Like, I love videos. My dad just bought me a camera. Like, let's shoot like, that was, you know, he was shooting on his phone. I had a DSLR.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a big move up.
So yeah, I mean, I do hate that that's like still a thing, and I still hate like we've grown, we're cool. Yeah, we just don't hang out. You know, we have different lives, we have different things we're into, we have different interests. I'm older, you know. We're just on different trajectories and what we want in life, and I still comments to this day. Where's Logan? Where's George? Like, where's all? It's like, dude, like, it's been years. Quite some time since me and Logan have hung out.
Yeah. And that's also a confusing thing. It's like the same thing of people like commenting on my stuff of like, hey, where's Victoria? Where's Debbie Ryan?
Dude, like you dated her 5 years ago.
Literally. Like that stuff is legit in the past. And it's not that we don't ever see each other or aren't like happy for each other's success. It's just like, that's just a different part of our life.
Well, the problem is people associate you with you, and that's where you built your success, right? I built my success alongside Logan when we lived in apartment 850. Yeah. So that like the OG fans, that's what they're used to, and that's what they associated with. Same with my ex-girlfriend. Like, they still wish that things were like that. But people evolve as people and change and become different. Grow. And bro, I have my own thing going. Logan's got his own thing going. We don't really have time. Like, I get it now, you know, like now that I'm in this, like when I didn't used to get it when I worked for Logan, but I've learned so much from the kid. He taught me so much about business, about what it is to build a brand, and like just what hard work is in this industry.
There's something interesting that you told me. He had a mantra that he spoke to himself every morning, which I think a lot of successful people do. And I have things that I say as soon as I wake up, or I'll look at on the wall, or I'll read a book of quotes that remind me to be great, to be better than I was yesterday. What did he say?
He used to say in the mirror 10 times, I will be the biggest entertainer in the world, to himself. I, Logan Paul, will be the biggest entertainer in the world. And I was like, you're fucking crazy, dude. Like, why the fuck you talking to yourself in the mirror?
Yeah.
Like, you're so weird, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it. And he just like, that's how much confidence he had in himself. And like, he really taught me to believe in myself and my abilities. And I remember too, when I was like making skits and stuff, I didn't really know. See, the thing that happens with like social media, I feel like, is you start to like see what other people are doing, and then you like question what you're doing. Back in the day, I just did. Like, I was doing my thing. The way I was shooting my skits was the way I wanted to shoot them. I wasn't watching how other people were shooting them.
Yeah.
And I had people asking me, like Rudy Mancuso and stuff, because they would see my skits and they're like, "Damn, bro, you're popping off." Like, you're. So when I was first starting to grow and get on the Explore page, they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just making videos that I like."
That you like.
But yeah, Logan really taught me the comedic timing, because I was never into comedy. I was into cinematic shit. So that's where like all my videos, if you look at my old skits, they're very well shot, like on a steady cam and perfect.
Yeah.
On a DSLR with like low aperture, like the editing is on point. Logan taught me all the comedy and that type of timing. But like, I kind of brought the slow motion music, no words kind of style. I did that a lot because I knew there's so much that goes into it that people don't realize. I think you just make a skit. It's like you need to catch their attention in the first like 4 seconds.
Yeah. People click away.
On Facebook, like, to have something with no words in it does extremely better than something with English, because you limit your audience when you speak only English.
Oh, yeah.
And Facebook's a global platform. So I would literally make videos that were purely visual so that they could go viral. Like, I had so many videos go viral in India and other countries that they don't speak English, but you could see the comedy happening. Yeah. So all my videos generally were no talking. Yeah. Because you limit your audience to just English.
Totally. That's a really interesting point. Also, shout out to India. You guys are the best. I legitimately love the Indian fans. Like, they go above and beyond the Call of Duty of like supporting us, shouting us out. Yeah. And like, English is their second language. That's pretty dope. What was a changing factor? Because you went from working with Logan to you guys ended up ending that side of your working relationship, and you moved into becoming a daily vlogger. Yeah. What was that transition like for you?
So we did have a little bit of a falling out at the apartment. And I moved out. And it's in the vlogs, kind of. I don't think we ever really went into detail about it, but that's the reason I moved out. We had like a minor falling out several times.
As it usually goes. It doesn't happen. It's not, you guys, it doesn't end over just one thing. There's an accumulation of so many little things, especially when you work, live, and play with somebody. I can say from my own experience of doing that with friends and assistants, and it's hard, dude. Yeah. It's hard to have that barrier all the time.
Right. I think it's easy for him. He's very good at flipping the switch. But when you work for someone and they're your best friend and you live with them, it's very hard when you're not the alpha to like understand how they're able to do that. It's like almost a psychotic thing to like be able to just flip your brain and be like telling me what to do 1 second and being like, "Oh, hey, want to go get food?" And it's like, dude, you just fucking reamed me out for some work shit, and now you're like want to go hang out as friends. It's like very hard to switch those switches when you're not in the alpha position. Right. But yeah, I started to grow a following and stuff, so I started to give a little bit of an ego as well, and be like, "Yo, you can't treat me that way," type thing. Nice. But yeah, then I ultimately what happened is I signed a brand deal with Curve Cologne, a 2-year ambassadorship, which gave me financial freedom, more money than I'd ever seen in my entire life. To be able to finally quit working for Logan. So I quit working for him, and he was super happy for me. He's like, "Look, I knew the day was coming." And that was really cool of him. And when we were living together and vlogging, then the falling out thing happened. It was something so fucking stupid, guys. Like, it was literally the stupidest fucking thing. And like, we laugh about it now, but in that moment, it meant more than what it act like. It doesn't matter anymore.
I want to know.
I do kind of want to know. Is it something?
All right. So basically what happened, you know the Wi-Fi boosters we have here? Yeah. So we had this is the funniest shit. So
this is how Logan
Wi-Fi.
and Mark fell out.
Literally, I'm sure there was more to it for him, but
Of course, there always is.
this is what happened. So I had these Wi-Fi boosters because I edited my videos and did my work in my room.
Yeah.
And the Wi-Fi was upstairs, and in the building we lived in, 1600 Vine, had concrete walls, so I had no Wi-Fi. Like the internet wouldn't work in my room.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought these Wi-Fi boosters, which at the time I had really no money, and they were like $300,
Yeah.
$400, something like that, and I had like $2,000 in my bank account.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine spending all that money when you have no money
Yeah.
to get this internet. So Logan was convinced that these boosters ruined the internet. He's like, the fucking internet's not working. It's your stupid fucking boosters, this and that. I'm like, dude, trust me, it's not the boosters. Like, I'm telling you. Long story short, one day the internet wasn't working, and he was convinced that it was the boosters. He took the Wi-Fi booster that I had and threw it off the balcony of our 8th floor
my God.
down into the street and shattered it.
That's so
And this was
awful.
my thing that I paid for.
Your heart must have dropped.
So I was like, damn, bro, this dude just threw like a $300 thing
Yeah.
of mine
Yeah.
and just shattered it like nothing.
Yeah.
So I broke a $20 laptop stand of his. It was like $20, like a laptop stand that holds your laptop up so you can stand when it's on the counter. I shattered it.
Yeah.
It's in my vlog. You guys can see this.
Yeah.
And that was why we had a falling out.
Wow.
Oh,
Because I
wow.
retaliated. And
He didn't like that.
come to find out too about the internet, because I had the internet guy come out and check. We had a bad modem.
Stop.
So the reason that the
Wow.
Wi-Fi kept going in and out was because the modem that we had from Spectrum
right.
was bad,
Trash.
was trash. And he's like, oh yeah, dude, this one, kind of like our situation. This isn't the right one. Like you're not supposed to have this one. And he swapped it out. So I was like,
Did you ever say anything like to him, like, yo, you owe me a new?
no, basically we had a talk and he was like, I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
I get it now from his perspective, because
Yeah.
a similar situation happened in my life with you, and it was a respect thing. And now I understand it, because yes, he broke something of mine, and I was like, dude, what gives you the right to break something of mine, but I can't break something of yours? And I understand where he's coming from, because he, in that moment, did give me everything, essentially. So like he flew me out there, he gave me a place to live.
Yeah.
And it was a respect thing. I broke something of his in his home that he was, he provided this whole opportunity for me.
Yeah.
So it was like when you ruined my
shoes.
shoes with Dr. Pepper. It wasn't that I was mad about the shoes. They're replaceable. And I'm sure he felt the same way. He wasn't mad that I broke a $20 laptop thing, which,
yeah.
by the way, I ordered a new one.
Yeah.
It was the fact that you disrespected me and ruined my shoes in my house. It's like a weird mental thing.
Well, I think there's something. So this is something that's really important, and it's hard to grasp if you're not in a leadership position.
Yeah.
And this is important to break down, because it's also, by the way, we're not shitting on Logan by any means.
No.
I hope you guys understand that. Like, we're all in touch with Logan. He's dope. I thought his podcast is obviously crushing it. But I think there's a mentality. And it's when you're giving of so much to somebody. I had this happen with my assistant, who was actually he was living with me. He was editing for me. He was doing a lot, but a different situation. He actually started sliding into girls' DMs using my account. And I was like, bro, you got to stop that. I was like, that's fucking gross. And it was the act.
Yeah.
It's the act of something when you're the one that's paying their bills. You're providing their life. You're providing everything for them, essentially. And, him throwing out the $300 Wi-Fi router, he can replace that. And it's something that you and I talk about. It's like, I can break something of yours and you can break something of mine, because we know it'll be replaced at the end of it. And it's scarier when, like, Adelia, if you were to break like one of our cameras or something, it's like, oh shit.
Like the light that literally just
Yeah.
fell. Oh man.
Sweating bullets.
Not kidding. My heart was beating so fast. Obviously, I would have given you the money, but like that would have sucked.
Right. It would have eaten into your bank account. And
Yeah.
also the problem is that we as the leaders feel awful taking your money And we know we kind of have to bite the bullet because that is $300 to a $2,000 bank account. That's most of the bank account.
Yeah.
Like that's no chump change.
Yeah.
To somebody in that position, that sucks. And so that's like it's a huge mentality break. So for you guys watching, knowing that when you retaliate, if you don't have that mutual relationship, if it's not a respect thing, there is a hierarchy there.
Honestly, I didn't get it until that moment with the Vans. I still don't know if that's the right way to handle things. I don't know, because I do think this way and I don't think this way also. I hold myself to a higher standard than a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like I put myself on a different level.
Right.
I have to. You have to have confidence in yourself. You have to think.
Sorry, you have a fuzz.
Oh. Like, I don't know. I feel like a dick saying this, but you have to feel like you're better than people.
Yeah.
And Logan obviously feels like he's better than people.
Right. It's not what you guys are thinking. It's like it's an actual confidence thing. You have to believe in yourself when nobody else does. You have to have this like almost blind faith that you will succeed, because honestly, nobody else believes in you.
But at the time, I was like, bro, who do you think you are? Like I'm also human. You're human too. Like, what gives you the right to do that and me not the right to do that?
Right.
And I'll never really understand that, to be honest.
All of this, was that a tipping point for you to be like, I really have to establish my own self in being financially independent of anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation with my dad. I feel like one day it just clicked to me, and I always tell people this. It's like one day something's going to click where you realize. I woke up one day and I'm like, I can't be Logan Paul's videographer the rest of my life. Like, is that really what I want in my life? Like, do I really want to film this guy's life the rest of my life? No.
Yeah.
And that's the reality, and that's something I've learned with people working for me. It's like, I've had people come and go. I know that this isn't what they want to do the rest of their life. They want their own thing. Yeah. Especially if you're out here in the creative world, like you don't want to work for me the rest of your life. Right. Which I understand. Like I had editors when I was doing daily vlogs, and one of my editors left, and I was like, I knew this day would come. Just like when I left Logan, just like many people are going to cycle through our lives. Yeah. The day is going to come. Yeah. It always does. You wake up one day and you're like, damn, why the fuck am I filming Mark Dohner's videos? Tyler, there's going to be a time where it's like, you want more. Yeah. You want to make movies. You want to travel the world. There's going to be opportunities that present yourself, and you just have to be prepared for that day to come. Absolutely. It's tough, and it's tough to make that transition. That day came for me, and I was scared as fuck. Mm-hmm. I remember I signed the Curve deal. I knew how much money I was going to make the next 2 years. Mm-hmm. It was a 2-year contract, so I was like, I'm guaranteed going to make six figures in 2 years. Yeah. Like each year, 2 years, because that's what the deal was. I was like, damn, that's more fucking money than I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. To tell me that I just got out of college and I'm making 6 figures, guaranteed minimum this year. Yeah. At 22 years old, well, that's fucking dope. That's awesome. So I knew how much I was gonna make, but my ego. This is something that you can learn from me, guys, and you too, especially since you're just getting into it. You don't have to fucking prove anything. Like I lived in when Logan got me or whatever. Out here, we lived in a penthouse, and I was like, oh, I got to get a penthouse to be in my apartment to show Logan. That was like a spite thing. It was like, oh, I got to show him that I'm good. Yeah. So I only had, 3 months worth of rent in my bank account for this place that I was renting in LA. So I was like, oh, fuck, I really got to do this. Is as dumb as fuck to do. I mean, it paid off, but like, it's really dumb to do, because if it didn't, then I'd be back in Ohio. Right. If I didn't work my ass off. But I got the place, loved it, obviously, but I didn't have that much money, and then after I didn't realize the expenses of moving. Oh yeah. I lived with Logan, and I'm like, oh shit, bro. Like I gotta buy a bed, I gotta buy furniture, I gotta buy a desk, I gotta buy silverware, pots, pans. Yo. I'm like, oh my god, this is all fucking adding up, bro. You don't realize until you really live alone how much your parents do for you, or whoever you're living with does. Yeah. I had a similar thing with my roommates, where it's like, when I left, they literally had nothing at the end of it. And it sucked for them. And I love both those guys. They're great dudes. But it's like now they know how much it costs you, how much it's going to cost them. What did that change in your mentality once you moved, and how like you appreciated things? I mean, I've always appreciated everything that he's done for me.
Yeah.
Like when I was at school, he was flying me out on the weekends, and we would film shit on the weekends, and I go back to Ohio.
That's dope.
Like he's done a lot for me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just the only thing is that day does come where you're like you do when you work for him, you do live his life.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a 9 to 5. It's like it's a fucking it could be a 6 to midnight. 6 a.m. to midnight. It could be a 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. You know, you don't know your hours in this creative world. So I get why people get frustrated. I get why I was frustrated. It was like, you know, because some days you'd wake up and be like, a friend will hit you up and be like, hey, you want to go grab lunch at noon? And be like, oh, sorry, I can't, man. I got to film this thing for Logan. Yeah. Noon comes around. He's like, oh, yeah, we're going to shoot it in a second. 3 p.m. comes around. We still haven't shot it. So it's like that kind of thing is like, I wasn't living my life. Yeah. So I was like, oh, God, I got to figure out how to live my life.
Absolutely.
How long were you his videographer for?
I think a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you put in work.
2 years, including Ohio, yeah.
Damn. That's something I feel like a lot of people don't get to know about you only because social media tends to only post the highlight reel. It's the snapshots of everything that's cool in our lives, and we almost never show you. Like, I've been in LA for 10 years. 10 years of fucking working my ass off. And I'm just now becoming like I'm hitting that stage of success. Right. True success. You also are somebody that I respect your work ethic. You're the only person that I know that like truly we grind at that same level of mentality. I want to know what instilled that grind inside of you, like how you were able to cultivate that inside of yourself.
Probably my brother, my family. I guess my grandpa, I never met him. He was a really hard worker. And then my brother started a landscaping company, and back in Ohio, I was working from 8th grade till when I went to college. I was doing landscaping. We would do sun up to sundown. I remember we had to be at work at 7 a.m. So I had to wake up at like 6:30 if I wanted to eat breakfast, get to work. And I would cut grass from literally 7 a.m. till dark. Yeah. Sometimes in the summer, that was 9 p.m. Like it was dark out, and I couldn't even see the grass. And I was just always working. And I knew that I always had to work for what I wanted. My parents never gave me anything. Yeah. They obviously gave me a roof over my head. They bought the food and stuff. But if I wanted something, I had to buy it. Yeah. There was no like, hey, Mom, can I borrow $20 to go to the movies? That didn't exist. Like there was never a time where I could ask I mean, I probably could have, but I just didn't. Yeah. Because I saw that my brother had to buy his shit. My sister had to buy her shit. And my other brother had to I was like, oh, fuck. I can't just ask my parents for money. Yeah. They're not going to give me money.
Good. That's dope.
So I think that work ethic. And then, dude, to be honest, when you're out here and working with people that are grinding like Logan and Jake, I lived with them. Dude, they work so fucking hard. It rubs off on you. You feel like a bum if you're not. Like you feel shitty about yourself because you're like, damn, look how much that guy's doing with his life. Yeah. What am I doing? Yeah. So it rubs off on you, especially like that's why you are who you hang out with. Right. Like everyone that hangs out with Logan or Jake, they're always going to work hard. Yeah. Because if you don't, then you'll be on the street. Yeah. You know, like you got to keep up with the pace. It's like I'm running. Yeah. So if you got to run twice as hard.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Sprinting times 100.
Yeah. But if you don't keep up, that's like, if you don't keep up, sorry, I'm not going to pull you up. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to move at this pace. Yeah. Or
it's tough. It really is. And what it does is it weeds out the wheat from the chaff. That's a farmer quote for those that don't understand that. It's you're refining the diamonds inside of the coal. And this is the mentality of my very successful friend groups, like the A-listers, right? I know consistently that they are the ones that work the hardest in the room. It's without fail every single time. There's maybe one person that I was like, you just got lucky, you piece of shit. Yeah. But everybody else, I know the hours that they pull. I mean, you look at Elon Musk. He's somebody that pulls like 80 to 120 hour work weeks. I don't even know if that's a logical thing to do.
Also, too, something I've realized just going back to who I was when I first moved out here and saw Logan's mentality. You think like successful people, the normal person, which is what I would have considered myself when I moved out here, thinks that the way that they think is you're fucking psychotic. You're crazy. Yeah. But it is a different level of thinking, and until you are around it and start to understand it, you do think it's crazy and you do think it's psychotic. But the reason that the Steve Jobs, the Elon Musks, the whatever, Oprah changed the world is because they are, to you, crazy.
Absolutely.
But they're not.
Yeah.
They just think different. So we assume since they're different, something's wrong with them.
Right.
So I always thought that. And then until you start to adapt and start to think that way, and you saw this too, like the way that I would talk.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, this guy's fucking crazy. But it's like something you've never been taught. And that's something that I realized growing up is we're all taught the same fucking way.
We're not all taught to be leaders. Not everybody can
We're
be
not.
leaders.
It's not even a leadership thing. I feel like it's just we're taught to settle. We're taught like to not have big aspirations. We're not taught to like think bigger.
Totally.
We're taught what our parents only know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't even know how Logan got the mindset that he has, because his parents, like his dad, it's like I don't know what his job is. Normal jobs.
Yeah.
So I don't really know where they got their mindsets. I would love to actually ask him.
Yeah. It's a generational thing, or it's not, or maybe it's an exposure thing. There's something that happens as a child that just sets you apart from everybody else. I mean, I'm sure for you, there was a moment that you're like, this is a game changer. But my question to you, and this is for mostly the audience perspective, to like, how did you actually shift?
How did I shift?
How did you go from saying that person's crazy to I want to be like that and I have to change my mindset?
I don't really know if there was a moment where I just saw what he was doing and I did it. Like, okay, cool. He's working his fucking ass off. I started with 3 vlogs a week because I was editing. I didn't have money for an editor.
Right.
I had to edit everything, and I was dying, bro, doing 3 a week. And then I'm like, all right, fuck. I gotta. He went hard as fuck. He did every day straight off the bat. I did 3 a week, and then I started doing 5 a week because I still edited 3 a week, and then I got an editor to do 2 of them. So I would do 3, and the editor would do 2. And then I was like, all right, I gotta amp this shit up to daily. So then I got an editor to do 2 editors to do all of them.
Damn.
Yeah, every single day. And yeah, I mean, he told me I was very big on quality. He's like, look, bro, you got to sacrifice a little bit of quality right now for quantity. He's like, if you want to get to the next level, work harder or work smarter, not harder. And he's like, you got to get an editor if you really want to take it to the next level. So I listened to him.
Absolutely.
And I was like, fuck, man, like, I don't know if I could afford that. But like, obviously it propelled me to be able to continue to make videos and more videos and do Instagram skits, you know, because I didn't have to edit. It saved up so much of my time, which I was able to make more money on Instagram. Like a lot of people too, like they don't really, the problem now is like people think, all right, so if you're a TikToker, you have to really transform your platform, because what if TikTok goes away like Vine? And TikToks might go away.
It's been talked about. Yeah.
Like I have so many sources of income. If one platform dies, then I can just focus on another.
Absolutely. You
know, I've made money off of Instagram. I've made money off of Facebook. I've made money off of YouTube, music, stocks now, brand deals, merchandise. Like there's so many things that you need to do if you want to succeed, because if one of these platforms goes down, you got to have some sort of income.
Absolutely. When you worked with Logan and Jake, they started out, I've always had a question, like, how did they start out? And like, who were they then and who are they now? And what did you see as a transition from your beginning with them?
I think both of them for sure I knew them before they were like huge on mega stars, you know, they were big on Vine, starting to grow on Instagram and Facebook. Like I met them on Vine. So that was their only platform. It's like meetings. So I was there from the beginning. Super chill, super dope. And then obviously once they started to explode, egos through the roof. But then I think Logan's grown so much, and so is Jake. Jake was always, I feel bad for Jake, bro, because he was always such a nice guy. Yeah.
I've heard this a lot. Like he was genuinely such a sweet
kid. He helped me so much, bro. Like I was afraid to ask Logan for money, but like I was like, look, Jake, like I don't really have any money. Like, can I do some work for you on the side? Like, and he would like Venmo me like $500, $300, like to do, like, dude, I would like take photos for his Instagram, and he'd like Venmo me like $500.
Damn.
Like he was, and I made $1,000 a month.
You, Mark?
Yeah.
Do you need some?
So Jake really helped me out with like stuff like that. He's like, bro, don't ever worry about money. I got you. Like if you ever need anything, like super giving kid. I don't know how his relationship with Logan was. growing up and stuff. But obviously he was always the little brother.
Yeah, it's tough.
So I feel like he's always like kind of lived in his shadow. Mm-hmm. And then, he built the Team 10, and then they moved out because I think Logan and them, it was frustrating living there with like, dude, you got to keep in mind, like we were in a 2-bedroom apartment. It was me and Logan on like Logan's team. Mm-hmm. And then Jake's team was Jake, the Dohner brothers, which was 2 of them. So 3, Tessa, Alyssa, Niels, Alex, Lange. There was like 10 of us living in a 2-bedroom.
Jesus.
So like to have that many people in and out at all times, like it sucked. So Logan and Logan's like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
So Jake went and got his Team 10 house, and then I didn't really hang with Jake much after that. Mm-hmm. And then, obviously he exploded on YouTube, and then they started to battle each other. Mm-hmm. And then, I think after the daily vlogs, because the daily vlogs do cloud your mind.
Yeah.
Like even Casey Neistat said that when he was doing daily vlogs, his wife and him almost got a divorce. Jesus. Because it's like all you think about. It's like, do I want to live in this moment for me, or do I want to vlog it?
Yeah.
And it's toxic because you vlog everything, and you're not going to do anything unless it's vloggable. Like if I was like, yo, Pierce, you want to go grab drinks? Or if you were like, hey, you want to go grab drinks? I'll be like, hey, can I vlog it? And you'd be like, I probably can't. I'll be like, next time then.
Wow.
That's the life you live when you daily vlog. It's like if you can't get content out of it, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So you don't truly. Everything's it's
work.
Everything's work.
Yeah, it's a constant grind.
But I think after that vlogging in Logan's situation that happened, I think he's a lot better of a person than then. He's grown up. He's more mature.
That's good.
Also, like I said, keep in mind he was 21 when he was getting all that success. Jake was like 19. Mm-hmm. And to have that many followers and that much money at such a young age,
it's tough. Something else that nobody talks about is nobody mentally prepares you, especially coming from a small town, to deal with like going from being a normal kid to being essentially God to so many kids. And nobody gives you emotional preparation, psychological intelligence. Nobody helps you learn how to promote and do publicity, any of that stuff. So of course they're going to have bumps and bruises along the way. I'm impressed with all of them. I'm impressed with you a lot. As we've lived together, I've become more impressed with you. I admire your work ethic, but also your focus and your drive. And something that I wanted to celebrate about you is your ability to gift all of us. You're very generous. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like right off the bat, when Adelia and I expressed interest in vlogging, you're like, well, here, have my cameras. Mm-hmm. Here, have some more stuff. Here, take this. Yeah. Here, let me help you. And then not only that, but you've generously shouted us out in your vlogs, and you guys have come over and supported us, and you've been the one that set the tone for everyone to show that there's enough to go around. Mm-hmm. And I admire that so deeply, because in my world, it feels like everybody's like so tight. It's always dog eat dog, and everybody's just out to get each other. And I know, because I've been doing social media for a long time and not been successful on it, how much and how hard it is to get to where you are. Mm-hmm. And for you to shout us out like that and to be so giving is a very humble and awesome place to be in. It's dope that you do that for us. I mean, like, I just wanted to thank you for it.
Yeah, I remember this is so random, but I remember like when I first met you, and then you picked me up to go to the movies with everybody for the very, very first time. Literally, like, it was my second time meeting you, and you were saying how my sister has a YouTube. Because I don't even know if I told you the first time I met you, but you're like, oh, like, what does your sister do? I think you asked me, and I was like, oh, she does YouTube, like makeup tutorials, blah blah blah. And you're like, oh, like, well, maybe I can help her out. And I was like, oh, like the fact that you didn't even know her at all, and you were just like so nice about it. And I was like, oh yeah, like, but like inside I was like, oh wow, like that he's what? No one would ever do that.
I think the reason that I am that way is like I want people. I think it dates back to my brother. He was very like, this is mine, don't touch it. Mm-hmm. And I hated that. Yeah. I've never been like that. And brothers and sisters, I don't understand like why you fucking care if your brother or if your sister or brother wears your clothes. Mm-hmm. Why do you care?
Yeah.
It's your brother.
Yeah.
And my brother was that way. He's like, don't fucking touch my clothes. Don't touch my cologne. Don't touch this. Don't touch that. Don't touch this. Don't touch this. And I hated it. I'm like, damn, bro, like, why are you such a dick?
Yeah.
So like for me, it's like, if I'm not using my camera, why not let you use it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to wear a shirt of mine, why not let you wear it? What is you wearing my shirt or using my camera that I'm not using going to have an effect on me?
Yeah.
And I just like to help people out. And I think I like to help people out that believe in themselves and they want to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, you guys want to film videos. Okay, cool. Yeah, here, film videos. Yeah. Like, I want you to. I want people around me to film videos because I know the value that it adds to me too.
It's inspiring too. Not just like value as an audience, but as value as in like emotion. Psychologically, what does it do for you to have people around versus having to do it all on your own?
Right.
I'm asking you, what does that do?
Oh, it means everything. Like, I could talk to the camera the whole time, but to me, it's boring.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's important to have personalities and like-minded people. And I want to surround myself with people that are into the same thing as me. I have different friend groups. I have my film friends and my work friends. And then I have my party friends. And then I have like a girl that I'll hit up every once in a while. I'm like, hey, let's just go do something without you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like, totally. I have those different friendships for a reason. And like during the week, it's work. Yeah. Weekend, yeah, cool. I'll go hang out with my friends in Venice or go do some shit. But
I haven't seen you take a weekend off, but
I know, but
we haven't taken a weekend off.
I used to before COVID.
Yeah.
Like if COVID was happening, like on a Friday night, I'd be like, all right, Pearson, I'm peacing. I'm gonna go hang out with my boys in Venice or Santa Barbara. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Or go to the club, whatever.
And that's so healthy, by the way. You have to get away. You have to change the scenery.
Right.
Every time we just go for a drive, we're like, fuck, I forget that we just literally just do things
especially
nonstop.
when we went to Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
We were all like, wow.
It's nice to escape.
Also, I think too, I remember this, and this really bothered me, and this is why I help people out with Logan. He would never tag me for anything. Like I took pictures of all of his pictures. I filmed all of his videos, and he wouldn't tag me. And I said, yo, why don't you tag me? He's like, because I pay you. And I used to always say, okay, so if you did a movie and they paid you for the movie, do you still want your name at the end of the video? Do you want your name rolling on the credits? Do you want your name, or do you want them to say, oh, we paid you, we don't have to put your name on this?
Yeah.
And I never understood that. It's like you should get credit for the work that you're doing regardless if you're being paid or not.
Yeah.
And that also just really was like a frustrating thing for me. It's like, okay, cool, you pay me, I'm still making it. It's still art.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
It's a high form of art. Well, also, there's a reason, and not everybody understands this, but there's a reason there's a category in the Oscars for editing, for color correction, for fucking music, for the DP, for everything.
I get it though. I get why you wouldn't want to tag your employee. Like you don't want them to grow and then leave you, you know?
Right. That makes sense. But that also comes from a scarcity mentality of like, maybe there isn't enough to go around.
Yeah.
But if you grow, then I grow. What's good for me is good for you. And ultimately, maybe you'll usher in the next wave of editors and you'll train the next DP. We can cultivate something together. And I think it's good to be generous. Like I probably overtag because I had a similar experience happen to me. And as soon as the first time it happened, I was just like, fuck, that doesn't feel good at all. It sucks.
It's so weird. Back in the day, it was so much different than it is now. It was like weird to ask someone to tag you. Like, hey man, Can you tag me? For me, at least, I felt like weird about it.
Interesting.
Now I don't care. But back in the day, I get it because I'm around all these people with millions of followers and you're intimidated by them, you know?
Yeah.
You've seen them on Vine. You've seen them. I'm sure if a fan saw me and was a vlogger, they probably wouldn't, like, you wouldn't run up to me and vlog if you didn't know me.
Right.
Like, you'd be intimidated by me.
You have to have big cojones to do that.
Exactly. So I was like intimidated to ask people for tags.
Do you feel like that's shifted in the past few years, or is it just the same but different?
I don't know. I feel like Instagram doesn't even matter anymore.
Bro, it sucks.
Yeah.
It really sucks that like every time you start to win on an outlet, they change the algorithm and then suddenly start pushing you down.
Yeah, I was looking back. Obviously, I stopped posting skits and shit on Instagram. But I was looking back and I'm like, damn, one day my likes just went in a third.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I get 225,000 the post before this and then 60,000? I'm like, that doesn't make a fucking sense.
Yeah.
Like, how do I go from 225,000 people liking this to 60?
Yeah. Instagram changed.
Can't be something that I did.
Right. Literally.
160,000 less people like me now.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to a few friends that like they either follow me on TikTok and they literally only follow me on TikTok because they're adults. They're 50 years old and they have lives and children, but they like want to see what I'm up to. And they're like, dude, I haven't seen the last 7 videos you posted. Because sometimes the algorithm isn't there to favor you as the creator. Yeah. It's there to favor them as the company.
Dude, and they have like algorithms that read exactly what's in your photo. So like,
really,
that's why your whole explore page for me, example, is all fucking bitches, you know, like all the like, like, dude, obviously like I have a lot of friends in the industry and I like their photos.
Yeah.
Dude, girls post more than guys.
Way more. Yeah.
Like, so I'll see a bikini photo every day from one of the girls I follow because they're my friend. But how often do dudes post on Instagram?
Right.
Not every day like girls do. Mm-hmm. Like girls fucking love Instagram.
Right.
Guys,
I love it.
Delia.
Guys go on there and they're like, that's the difference between Instagram is built for hot girls.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
If I was a hot girl, bro, I would be literally number one. With my work ethic.
Would you?
Yeah, with my work ethic.
I'm gonna step by Mark on this one and say I do believe that he would, if with his photography skills and his ability to like take hot shit. Yeah.
Like,
right.
Instagram is just hot girls. Guys don't post shit.
Your turn.
Because no one wants to follow a dude. What's a guy gonna post? Let's be honest.
Listen, the last time I posted,
you have to be funny as a guy.
You do. I posted a butt cheek pic. None of my dude friends liked it.
Also, that's a learning experience for you guys too. When I first made vlogs, I loved Casey Neistat.
Yeah.
And I realized that it was way fucking easier to grow if you were funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dude, as soon as I tried to do like a halfway serious vlog, clapped. Absolutely destroyed.
I can do the serious ones now if they mean something, like the breakup video with my girlfriend.
Right.
Like, oh, this moment in my life. Like those do well. Now that I've built the fan base, but if that was like a first video, it probably wouldn't have done well.
How was that actually being in public with a relationship? I really dislike it a lot of times.
Dude, yeah. Looking back, I'm like, that was a big mistake.
Why?
Because I try to think back and I feel like I was in that daily vlog time. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I obviously I fell in love with her, but I don't know, like all those memories are like gone to me. It's such a weird thing. Like a lot of people remember shit, but like I'll watch like an old vlog and be like, I don't fucking remember that. I was in autopilot, like working so hard. Everything was wake up and film, wake up and film, wake up and film. And
how did you and Kylie meet?
I DM'd her on Instagram to be in a skit. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I was like, hey, I have this skit idea. I saw you. Like, she inspired me to DM her for a video. So I was like, oh damn, I've never seen like a girl on Instagram with tattoos and shit. Yeah. So I saw her, and I was like, hey, I have this funny video idea with a badass chick. You fit the thing. I gave her the idea. I was like, love to shoot it. Boom, shoot it. And then, yeah, we shot like another video, and then started like flirting after that, and then started dating.
That's dope.
It was all history.
All history.
But yeah, I don't think it's like hard because it's like looking back, did I date her because I wanted to date her, or did I date her for the vlog? Right. I don't know. Like it's such a long time ago when I don't know how I was thinking 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I think I mean, you guys definitely.
It's been 3.5 years since I started dating her.
There's clearly emotional investment there.
100%. Yeah, she was the first girl I like dated and loved.
Yeah. But what did that do to the relationship for it being so public all the time?
The fucked up part is, bro, we would like fight and I was in daily vlog mode. I'm like, all right, we got to film this bit. Like that's what the life was like. Yeah. Like you have a real relationship fight and then it's like, yo, I got to film. Yeah. And sometimes I would just turn on the camera and be like, yo, you got to smile. Damn. Like, so we would be in a fight right now, bitch. I was like, yo, I got to film this before the sun goes down. Like, let's hold this argument right now. And then be like, yo, guys, what is up? Like, me and Kylie are here. It's like, there would be moments, too, where we would be in a fight. And, like, I would film her. and I could tell she was down, and I'd be like, all right, just go. Like, I'll film it by myself. Like, that was my life, bro. Like, the vlog took over and was everything.
Jeez. How did she feel about that?
I'm sure I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd love to. I mean, ultimately, that's kind of what led to our relationship falling apart, in my opinion, is because I was so invested in my career, and my career wasn't going. I had reached my peak, and I was starting to dip down to the valley.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, everything was exponentially up.
Yeah.
All these highs the entire time I've been in LA. You know, like Instagram, boom, popped off. Leveling up, penthouse, boom, leveling up. Hot girlfriend, boom, leveling up. Daily vlog, leveling up. And then my views started to drop. And then that was the first challenge I ever really faced to me, because it was the first time I had like, oh, fuck, I got to overcome this. And I was so worried about fixing my job. I didn't focus on the relationship and basically fell out of love just because I wasn't, like, I didn't give her attention and I just wasn't happy with myself. And I don't think you can date someone and be happy in a relationship when you don't love yourself. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So she felt that for sure. I mean, we had a conversation. I also don't think that you should live with your girlfriend and your best friend. I think it bridges. You have to have that separation, because I felt like living with Kylie and George and Grady, I felt like Kylie just became my friend.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, I'm hanging out with George and Kylie and Grady. We're always hanging out as friends. And it never felt like we had like
romantic time,
romantic, intimate moments, because it was just like, oh, she's my friend, you know? So, I mean, look, I'm not saying that she was the best in the relationship either.
Well, I was just going to ask you about that. What's something that led to you closing off in that relationship?
I don't want to speak on it, really.
We want the tea.
Nah, I don't like, see, that's my thing. I don't like talking bad of people. Like, we both contributed to have the relationship succeed, and we also both contributed to it falling apart. You know, there's some things now that I've learned from the relationship that I look to that I'll see as red flags moving forward and cut it off before it even, because if you see a red flag early on, it's probably going to come back to bite you in the ass.
Absolutely.
And there was moments like that I now in hindsight saw, and I'm sure she saw with me too. But yeah, it's just like, sometimes I've learned that it doesn't work out, you know?
Yeah.
But that was the only relationship I knew. So I thought we probably should have broke up way sooner than we did.
Yeah.
But that was the only one I knew, so I thought it was normal, one. And then two, definitely the vlog held us together for way longer than we should have been together.
Yeah. Fame and notoriety will do that.
I was so worried about what will my fans think if we don't, like, we're so in love and we're such role models to them about what love is. What if we break up? Like, how will that make us look? And I was so worried about that, and I'm sure she was too. I'm sure the vlog kept us together for like 6 months before we broke up. Like, we should have broke up like a half a year before.
I mean, that definitely happens, especially in the spotlight.
Yeah.
I know that from my own experience. And, you know, Vic and I had been on the rocks in similar ways. And it's tough to reconcile the two, because we literally had those conversations. We're like, do we just have to stay together for publicity at this point, because we don't want to disappoint like the millions of dollars that are riding on us? Do we want to disappoint the fans? Do we want to disappoint our families, who also like will call us and be like, our friends at the shopping center said you guys broke up, blah, 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 blah. And it's tough. It puts a lot of pressure on you, rather than just being able to live in your relationship and enjoy the ups and downs.
Yeah.
You actually are now not even thinking about the relationship. You're thinking about what everybody else is thinking about it.
Right. And we were such role models, but she did teach me a lot about being a non-judgmental person. When I first met her, I was so judgmental, bro. I remember, like, she used to smoke weed when we first started dating, and I was hella anti-weed. And I was like, yo, like, I'm not going to be with someone. This was like my morals at the time. I'm not going to be with someone that smokes weed, period. So if you want to smoke weed, that's totally fine. I basically gave her an ultimatum, either me or weed. And she chose me. But I was so anti everything. Like, I was so judgmental. Like, if you told me you smoked weed, I'd be like, oh, cool, sick. Like, I'd think you're a fucking loser. You know what I'm saying? I never really This is when I was like first in LA and didn't really understand that other people were raised different than me.
Yeah.
So I thought like if you didn't have the same morals as me, something was wrong with you.
Right.
And she really taught me to not judge people, and like you don't know what someone's going through and their side of like their life. So I think because of her, I definitely am more accepting to like other
ways of life.
Other ways of life, and like you know, maybe you know you had a problem in the past. That's okay. That's molded you into who you are, and I shouldn't judge you for that.
Yeah. So
she definitely opened my heart and like made me not judgmental.
Yeah.
Which
I feel like you're like the least judgmental person I've ever met.
No, but before that, like if you meet my family, like my family's hella judgmental.
Yeah.
Like that's where me and my family now differ, is like I don't necessarily agree with everything my family says, you know, and I used to, because that's what they taught me.
Yeah.
Right.
But now I'm like, well, yeah, I see what you're saying, but I also see what this person's saying. And it goes back to like the politics of like left and right, and like I'm neutral.
Yeah. Well, I think you become neutral when you realize truth can sometimes be relative. Like
there's three sides to every story. There's your side, my side, and the truth.
I love that quote. It's so good. And it's true though, because we all think we're right. We always think we're right.
Mark is always right. First of all,
I am.
I have lots of examples. I'm not gonna say anything, but
here's what
I
don't.
You've never been wrong.
Yeah. Here's what I don't. Mean, that's actually a fact.
Have
I been wrong?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's
in her scenarios.
No, in her scenarios, yeah.
When she's asking me for advice, I'm always right.
I've
never understood this. A lot of people cloud the truth.
Right.
I have no problem in admitting my faults.
Right.
Like if I do something, and you're the same way.
Yeah.
I'll admit, like, yeah, I was wrong in this part. Like, this is what happened. I'll tell you what happened. Yeah. I'll tell you where I look bad.
Yeah.
I have no problems in telling you where I look bad.
That's how we learn.
But I hate when people tell the story to make themselves look good.
Right.
That's not the truth.
Of course.
The truth is making both of yourselves look bad.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that. There's so many times where someone would be like, yo, so-and-so told me this. I go, oh, they did? What, did they tell you this part of that story? And they're like, no. I go, of course they didn't.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make them look good.
Right.
They're only going to tell you the part where they look good.
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
Is there?
That's how girls gossip. And this is something too, like what I hate about, I don't know if this is a girl thing. I'm not going to generalize it, but girls tell their girlfriends what they want to hear. It's like, no, dude, don't say fuck that boy. Like there was a moment where you came to me for advice about a guy.
Yeah.
And you were crying. And I was like, look, I'm probably not the person to ask for advice because I'm going to tell you the fucking truth.
Yeah.
I go, you're wrong. Like you guys were talking, and he said from the start, and you said from the start, we're just going to be friends that hook up.
Yeah.
But you got feelings for him.
Yeah.
And then he went and started dating some other girl, and you were hurt.
Yeah.
And I said, you're wrong. You have no right to be hurt.
Yeah.
You guys agreed from the start that you were going to be friends with benefits. You got feelings.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. I'm sorry. But a girl's going to be like, fuck him. Like, he led you on. This. Like, no, he didn't. He told you from the start you weren't going to be fucking together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's this new information to you? I'm not going to sit here and pat you on the back and make you feel better.
Yeah.
Because you're not right.
I think.
Boom. Roasted.
That's the type of people. But that's the type of people I want in my life.
Yeah.
I want people that are going to say, hey, you fucked up. You did this wrong.
I think
it was hard. Sorry. It was real. Like, I am glad that you told me all of that, because obviously all my friends wouldn't have told me that. So like, I think I'm glad you chased me down and like literally told me that, because I wouldn't have, I don't know. I would have taken it differently if I would have just left and then called my friends.
Right. But that shows you someone truly cares about you. Sometimes you got to hear that, right? Like you want to hear it like.
And like I agreed with you. I was like, I knew it.
Was this at the old apartment?
Yeah.
Were we on the phone at that point?
Yeah. And she ran out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I'll be right back.
Yeah. That's interesting. I feel like it's a tough and it's a challenging thing to do, but you don't want to have yes people around. You want to have truth people around.
Right.
You also don't want to have no people around.
Right.
You don't have yes or no. You want people that like want the best and want the truth. That's truly what you want around you, because no people just always shit on you. Yes people always tell you can do it, but they're not helping you do better. Truth people like us, I feel like I'll wake up and you'll be like, bro, that thumbnail's trash. And I'll be like, fuck, you're right. How do I make it better?
Right. Well, the truth hurts.
Yeah.
And that's something that I learned. I remember this moment specifically because my dad got on me I was in my car in my old house talking to my dad, and he was saying, what the fuck are you doing? This and that. You need to fucking post videos, this and that. And I was screaming at him like, Dad, you don't know, like this and that, you don't know. And then I got off the phone. I'm like, damn, the fact that I just got so mad because my dad was telling me the truth. Mm-hmm. And I got so mad about it because I know it's true. Mm-hmm. And it's like the truth is never going to be an easy pill to swallow.
Right.
You don't want to admit that you're wrong. You don't want to admit that something you did is bad. It's hard to admit accountability.
Yeah.
And until you can be accountable for things, honestly, like I'm down to take full accountability for a lot of things. Like you texted me one time, like, hey, I didn't like that you did this. And I was like, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sit there and fight you.
Yeah.
Like I'll take the accountability. You didn't like what I did. I'm sorry about that. And I won't do it again.
Yeah.
That's all that needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be like, well, this and that. And I hate that too. Mm-hmm. I hate when I'm be like, yo, Pearson, you didn't take out the trash today. Mm-hmm. And then if you would be like, well, you didn't do the dishes and you forgot to lock the door last week. And it's like, I hate when people bring up like B, past. C, and D. It's like, that's not what we're talking about.
What does that have to do with this thing?
Yeah, what's that have to do with taking out the trash?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Literally. It's very different mentalities. It's very different lifestyles. And it's also, you can tell when somebody's emotionally matured to a certain age based on how they argue.
Yeah.
I'll sit there and I like to listen to people talk because I need to evaluate where we stand in the truth.
Right.
And what our understanding is of the situation. And then when I know where we stand, I'll lay out my tools and be like, this is what happened. And I feel like you're very much the same way. And Adelia, you've been doing a really good job about learning of like, it's challenging to hang out with us because we're so aggressive. Like, we're very intense personalities.
When I get clapped by you guys, I get clapped, honestly. And
we had it the other day.
It makes me cry because I get so, I'm just an emotional person, whatever. But when I leave, I'm like, okay, you kept it together. That's fine. Yeah. Like,
how do you feel in those moments because what we're telling you, do you feel like it's wrong? Do you feel like it's a lie? What are those moments like for you when we're like, hey, this is...
I think I'm still learning to accept accountability. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, whenever like someone would come talk to me, I'd be like, I would fight back. I wouldn't take accountability for it because it made me feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to feel stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to sugarcoat it and kind of go around it.
Yeah.
To not make yourself look bad. Mm-hmm. But with you guys, since you guys clap me, I've kind of learned.
Listen, we're not having sex with you, by the way. This is for those that don't understand our lingo, when you say clap, it's like the new term for literally anything. It's the
clap,
new verb.
like, yo, just fucking ripped her a new one.
Yeah.
Also
not having sex.
I think I'm learning to just like accept it because like, I know.
Well, you're fresh into this world. But like I've told you that you're Mark when I moved to LA. Like that's I know that I'm fucking crazy to you. The way that I talk, the way that I handle things. Like I know that you're not used to that.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a big learning curve, very quickly too, because we don't really like leave a whole lot of leeway to fuck up that much, you know?
Right?
Because we all have to travel at a certain speed, and if we're only as fast as the slowest member on the team, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not to say that you're the slowest. I have a smaller following than you, but it's more like we have to have the same mentality to be able to hold each other up when times get really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because it will come. And those always come. Mm-hmm. I want to ask you one final thing, Mark, before we wrap this up. What is the most positive thing that has happened since you've moved to LA? Your mentality, your life. Give me like the list of actionable things that we can do as an audience, as friends, as people in your life.
Yeah, we want to know the tea.
What has changed your life?
I think traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I think, I got to give thanks to Logan for that. What we did a lot, he gave me an opportunity to travel. Mm-hmm. Like I went to Europe in college and it was the best time of my life.
Yeah.
And then I think like the first like he took me to Brazil a couple times. We went to Belize. We went all over, New York, everywhere. And then that obviously opened the door for me to travel on my own and do other things. I think traveling is the most fulfilling thing, to like see how other people live, and like it makes you grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
And if you have the opportunity to travel, definitely take it. I think living life, like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and I still struggle with this. Like I feel like I have to do more and more and more and more. But I think looking back at like when I was first starting, it was just fun. Like it was doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Just have fun and stop taking things so serious, because we all gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is living on this planet like how you want to live on it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you want to
I feel like I could talk, dude. I feel like this interview went by so fast to me.
We can keep
I feel
going.
like we didn't even cover
there's still
anything.
A lot of stuff that I wanted to cover.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I feel like we've like talked about this before, but like I know like things are changing. TikTok and like just social media is changing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you obviously have to like keep up with everything, like keep up with the trends. Yeah, adapt with everything. Like, do you think you've been like good with that? Like, do you feel confident in like you doing that?
I think what I struggle with now more than ever is I can't give up my YouTube channel. Like, it's like my baby, bro. Like, it's all I know. It's for the last 3 years. So when I did give it up, it was freeing, but I didn't do anything. It's tough because I know that that's part of the industry. You have to reinvent yourself. You get old. There's a new Mark Dohner coming in. There's a new Pearson coming in. There's there's always new faces. These TikTokers are the top thing now, but there's going to be a time when those TikTokers, they're old news.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I had to admit it. Charli D'Amelio one day is not going to be relevant.
Yeah.
It's just the reality, unless she does, goes full
longevity.
blown. Yeah. Which she's doing a good job. But like those things happen. It's like, that's the mental aspect of this game. Can you withstand the lows? Can you fight through the lows? Because I know a lot of people that can't. And they give up on themselves. That's one thing I won't do. Like I haven't made a viral video in God knows how long.
Right.
I've been on the YouTube trending page one time.
Damn.
But I still fucking try.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to make that viral video. I'm trying to get in the algorithm. I'm trying, like, I think my vlogs are great. I think I'm a great editor. I would say, no cockiness, that I'm one of the best editors on YouTube. Editors.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like videographers, content, whatever. I'm saying I am probably one of the best editors on YouTube.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a day where hopefully sometime that gets recognized, you know?
Yeah. Do you think there's a category for that inside of the YouTube algorithm or no?
No.
Yeah.
I think it's it's obviously all based on personality.
Right.
Crazy shit, doing dope shit, which is like, it's sometimes I want to delete my channel and start over.
Yeah.
To see what it's like to
be fresh again.
And just clean slate. Like it'd be great, to be honest. I would do things different for sure. I'd get away from the clickbait. But I've put myself in that fucking lane that it's like all I know. Right. So it's like when I try the discouraging thing is when I do try new things, like the I Went Bald, and then FaZe Jarvis, and then Ben Asler, and then all these other guys steal my idea.
And they go viral.
That's the discouraging thing.
What's crazy too is we literally had a talk with some other team that did it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got the idea from you."
Yeah, we saw that idea that you did.
What?
And I was like,
and you can look at the
and
thumbnail.
I have the least amount of views.
Yeah, you look at the thumbnail, the style in which they shot it. They copied everything you
copied everything about my video, and I remember that I did the I Went Bald video, and I was like, dude, this is a really good video. Like it's funny. Did like 160,000 views. Not good for my channel. 2 days later, FaZe Jarvis, I Went Bald. He's on the trending page, number like 5 on trending. And I'm like 4 million views. I'm like, so you're going to reward someone that stole my idea. Like I didn't come up with the idea. It's an old trend, but I rebirthed the trend. Yeah. You're going to reward someone that stole my idea and put him on the trending page as opposed to the guy that did it first. Yeah. That's the discouraging thing. And it's like, dude, who am I fighting against on YouTube? Like, why is it that they have such favorites? And why is it that Emma Chamberlain is always on the trending page? I'll never know the answer. So it's like, I've always like, I could sit here and bitch about it, but like at the end of the day, that does me no good. I got to fucking try to get on the trending page.
Do you think are there relationships that you could cultivate inside of that community that would help you with that?
Like what? Like reach out?
Like reach out to YouTube or reach out?
Yeah,
I mean,
I was gonna
YouTube's
say.
trash. YouTube's always been trash at communication.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I was doing really, really well back in the day, and then one day when they got the demonetization policies going, I remember I was getting like 600,000 views a video, like 500,000, which is really good. And then I posted a video of me with I bought a spider. So I was like, oh, everybody has pets. I don't really want to take care of a dog. I'm gonna get a spider. So I got a tarantula.
Oh, jeez.
And for the vlog, I put the tarantula on my face, and that was my thumbnail. And that video got demonetized in like 100,000 views when I was getting like 600,000.
Whoa.
Wow.
And then ever since that day, shit wasn't good.
Was that part of the adpocalypse?
Yeah, that was the apocalypse.
So what was that, and how did that shift your guys' creativity?
Bro, imagine waking up and going to work and not knowing if you're gonna make not knowing if you're gonna make $10 an hour or $1 an hour.
Wow.
But working the same every single day.
Jeez.
Imagine that. You don't know if you're gonna make $10 an hour or $1.
Or zero.
Or zero.
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, I was going negative because I was paying my editors to edit my videos, and I was not making the AdSense back because they were getting demonetized for whatever fucking reason. So I was losing money.
Yeah.
Literally losing money and posting YouTube videos.
Wow. That's tough. You fall into a category of creators that are doing it now just for the love of it versus actually trying. You're like, I have to be able to pay this.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of sustainability inside of that. How did you shift your thinking though while you were creating the videos? Like, what did you have to do different to make sure that didn't happen? Did you read through?
It was a crapshoot, bro. You didn't know.
So you guys didn't have any like layered rules that were like, don't put spiders.
I had one friend that he literally made a video like talking like a child. Like he was like, "Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is how I have to talk these days on YouTube so I don't get demonetized." Video got demonetized. It's like,
shut up,
dude.
No
it was
way.
like every video from everyone was getting demonetized, and it was like you couldn't do anything, bro. It was a bad time.
And then did it shift? Did it change? Did you guys eventually find it, or what happened?
I don't know. I've been trying to get my YouTube channel back to where it was for years, bro.
It's crazy to me that like
I would honestly, guys, comment down below if you're still watching. I would love some advice on what it is that I can do to reach a wider audience and grow, because I've been stagnant for quite some time.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It is mentally tough because maybe I do need to switch up what I'm doing. But I don't know. I don't know anything else, you know? Like, and when I do try new things, like the I went bald, or they don't do good.
I think you should bring the skits back. I think you should do least a couple every couple weeks. Like,
that's a good idea.
like
Yeah,
we should do some funny ass skits.
I could do that. I also want to do my music.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just need to sit back and take a breather and not. I do like the fact that I still post YouTube videos because it pushes me to do something.
Yeah.
Forces me to. It's like being your own boss is tough.
Yeah.
So it like forces me to hit those days, but sometimes I want to like take a breather for like a month, figure my life out, figure out what it is that I really want, but I never seem to do that.
What do you want? Do you know?
Nah.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
Really?
I wake up every day and do.
Yeah.
I never think about what I want.
If you could.
Actually, you know what? I remember one moment where I did have a goal.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I had 700,000 followers on Instagram, and Rachel Cook had 1.4 million or some shit. I can't remember. And this was when I was like creating skits all the time, and they're all doing like 3-4 million views, and I was growing like fucking crazy, like 50K a day.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, Rachel, I'm gonna beat you to 1.5 million. So I had to gain like 750,000, and she had to gain 100,000. And like that was a huge goal of mine. Like every day I woke up to make sure I would beat Rachel Cook.
Yeah.
And I did it.
Damn.
Obviously she's crushing it now.
Right.
But that was like the only time I can actually remember a goal.
So there's something I want to like touch on with you is you've managed to use negative experiences. Not that isn't a negative experience by any means, but you managed to use experiences where you find yourself feeling less than as your motivation.
Yeah, that's a pattern in my life. When my brother doubted me, that motivated me to fucking say fuck you. When Logan doubted me, that motivated me to say fuck you. Like every time there's a negative thing, someone who doesn't believe in me, I always want to prove them wrong. I have a hard time finding motivation for myself, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think I could improve?
I mean, you and I have talked about this a lot, and I hope while we live together, like we can cultivate this more. Is I want to see you really find your purpose inside of what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And so you wake up every day, and it's not about proving somebody wrong, but it's about proving Mark right and living for Mark's dream. And you live for the joy and the fulfillment of what you do every day. And the more you do it, the more happy you are. Obviously, there's always bad days, but it's like the second I step on set, that's been my dream since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel total euphoria, even on bad days. Like my dad had a heart attack and my girlfriend was breaking up with me in the same week. And as soon as I stepped on set, it was like I still felt hope. And I think to me, there's such a powerful motivation behind being a part of something bigger than yourself than there is out of like a fear or trying to get back. Don't get me wrong. Fear is a powerful motivator. Yeah. And so is, I guess, what would you call what you do? Is it like the best revenge is success? It's almost like a form of revenge.
Yeah, a little bit.
So those are massive motivators. But I think ultimately my hope for you is that you find motivation inside of fulfillment and your dream. And that's something why like you and I have had those really great conversations about that stuff, about like finding that your why.
I never really sit down and think like what makes me happy. Mm-hmm. Like I just wake up and I want to create. I want to make videos. I want to make music. I love those moments. I love the process, like Gary Vee says. That's what I love. I love the satisfaction of posting a video and seeing how it's doing.
I know. When I texted you, like, dang, like I get a high from posting my videos because that whole entire Monday and Friday, I'm like just on the computer.
You accomplished something. You did something. And I really try to think about this. I mean, I don't try to think about like what makes me happy. Mm-hmm. Like I think sometimes too, like, I don't know, man. I'm so fucking, I feel like I'm so odd, bro. Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes you have no emotion. You're just like.
I don't. Like, I think about it because you like, you obviously.
Not in a bad way, but.
No, it's
you know what I mean?
I'm different in the sense of like, sometimes like I'm down to hang with a chick, but like that's not in my mind.
Right.
Like you hang out with, can I say anything? Like
I mean, people are.
Yeah. But you'll have like Saxon over or whatever and chill and watch a movie and like I'm cool with being the third wheel. Yeah. Like I don't ever feel like I need to have someone over.
Right.
And I don't feel like when I go to bed alone at night, I don't feel like
there's no sadness inside.
There's no sad. Yeah. Like I'm like,
not at all.
I'm content with my life.
Right.
But then I also see like how happy other couples are doing shit. And I'm like, well, that would be fun.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean,
but also I see them argue and I'm like, okay, now that
right,
you know?
right,
that's where I don't want to go. I don't.
3 seconds of happiness and then the rest is the
constant regret. It's interesting. I mean, Sax and I are starting to talk a little bit more and more every day, and I think that's something we're trying to figure out in the midst of all that. Is, I mean, she's been single for such a long time, and so have I. You and I fell in the same category. We actually had like a bromance over the fact that we were like single and mingling for so long, and it was. But
I don't even mingle, bro.
True. I mean, we go out and we flirt. I've seen you flirt plenty of times.
Yeah.
Ooh.
When?
Bro, was that in the park? Fucking.
Yeah, but I was fucked up.
Yeah, but you.
All right, guys, here, I have a serious problem.
You know what? He only flirts when he's really, 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 really drunk.
So, yeah,
unless
I mean,
it's for a bit.
I can open up about that.
Let's talk about that.
That's a problem of mine, guys. Like,
Do I
a big what?
Go.
A big insecurity of mine in like college was I didn't last long, and I found out that if I would drink, I would last long, and it was an ego thing because this one girl, she fucked up my whole fucking life. I didn't last long, and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I was like, "Damn, like." This girl's gonna run and tell everyone that I didn't last. I didn't even last a minute.
Yeah,
and that's an embarrassing thing. And I feel like a lot of guys struggle with that. And it's always been like, oh fuck, dude, like girls, if you don't last long,
They don't want to be with you.
They're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
And I'm just not a horny guy, bro.
Yeah.
I've always been, it's just never been a thing of mine. Like I remember back in like middle school, kids would be like jerking off. They'd be like talking about how they jerk off all the time. And they're like, how often do you jerk off? And I'm like, maybe once a month. They're like, dude, I jerk off like 4 times a day. What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
we gotta up those numbers.
Let me help you out over there.
Literally, I'm weird, bro. Like I'll go through spurts. I'll go through like 3 months of like hooking up.
Yeah.
And then 9 months of nothing.
Right.
Where I'm just like, it's just not on my mind. And when I do, it's like, I'll drink.
Yeah.
Because it's like I still have that fucking fear from high school and college.
I mean,
in my
funny,
head.
Literally, the other night you're making music, and you come out and you grab whiskey, and I knew it because you grabbed my good whiskey, and I was pissed.
I still owe you a bottle.
No, you don't. You come out and you pour yourself some whiskey. I go, oh, you gonna fuck tonight? And you're like, no, I'm making music. And I go, and you're gonna fuck tonight? And you're like, yeah.
But I didn't even that night.
You didn't?
No.
That's interesting. And we went back and this specific conversation came up because we talked about it when we were back in Ohio, and I was like, so why do you think that is, that like that's such a pattern, and you bring up that moment specifically? Do you think that shaped maybe even your relationship with Kylie at all, or did it shape any other relationships that you've cultivated inside of that?
The lasting long,
the way that you view sex, the way that
I just have no sex drive, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I used to be a horny guy. I feel like back when I think dating Kylie and having like a meaningful connection, that might have fucked me up.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to have aimless sex.
Now, yeah. I feel like that's a real thing. Like once you have meaningful, then aimless, it's like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's just like, I just don't have sex drive. It's like, it sucks, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's probably, I mean, me and Kylie, obviously in the honeymoon phase and shit, but like, I remember towards the end, like I wasn't even like, I was so stressed about my work. That's all I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's like what I live for now. It's like,
yeah, I
don't think to like, hey, like I don't hit girls up. I don't, unless I want them to be in my video. Like I'm a dick, bro. Like I don't hang out with people to hang out.
Right.
I'm just in that mode right now where it's like, I'm out here alone. And if I don't pay my bills, then guess I'm getting on a flight back to Ohio and living with mom and dad.
Yeah.
So I have this pressure weighing in on me that I also have this pressure that I put on myself that if I do go back to Ohio, then I failed.
Yeah. I feel that same pressure, bro.
Like kids from Hudson are going to laugh at me. My hometown. They're going to laugh because you didn't make it.
Do you think that's real? Do you think they'd actually do that?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go back to Ohio now and be rich as fuck.
Right. Bro, if we lived with the same amount of money.
Yeah, in Ohio, I'd be chilling.
Bro, we'd have a
But
great
the cost
life.
of living in LA is fucking trash. That's why I say don't get a penthouse when you...
No. Live in a fucking studio apartment in Koreatown.
Save your money, dude. What's the point? What are you buying the Balenciagas for? For you or for someone else?
Right.
They're shoes. That's why I wear these fucking shoes every single day of my life.
They're only $45.
Exactly.
Adelia knows because she had to buy a pair.
I actually Venmoed the money, and then he gave it back to me because he felt bad.
Look at that kindness.
But yeah, man. Girls, my sex drive is trash.
Don't hit me up.
Don't hit me up.
Slide into those DMs if you want to be in a video.
Bro, it's the worst because I friend zone people immediately. Like if I'm not drinking, there's no chance you're going to hook up with me probably. Like you get the vibe of me friend zoning you.
Right. How do you...
You saw it that one night.
Oh, yeah.
In Big Bear.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Oh, yeah. You told me about that.
I was like, oh, interesting.
Like if I'm fucked up, yeah, I'll hook up. But like if I'm not, then like you could tell.
Here's something, because you'll get like drunk. And do you ever feel like you get taken advantage of in those moments? Like, do you ever feel like, are you setting yourself up for that so that way you feel like a champ, or are you setting yourself up to be like, I just don't want to remember any of this?
No, I want to remember it.
Yeah.
I don't not want to remember it. There's only been like 2 or 3 times in my life where I've not remembered it. which is fucking crazy. Like, think about that. How you can full blown hook up with someone and not remember.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, I've had those times.
Like, and you are a part of it.
Yeah.
From what you've heard. I don't know.
Yeah.
From what
I mean, I would have
heard.
to be like, I got to get up. If I'm sleeping, you're not going to get up.
Yeah.
But that's wild.
How are you going to deal with that in the future? Like, because obviously you want to get
know.
married and have kids one day.
Not in LA.
Closer. You want to get married sooner than I do, for sure. I probably never want to get married.
Bro, I don't know what my future holds. I'm 26 years old. 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I can't see either of you getting married.
I'm a really good boyfriend. Like, aside from like the whole like my
I believe that. I definitely
vlog,
believe
like
that.
I'm very giving
Yeah.
and like you guys see how giving I am.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. I don't know. I
A girl
should
really
probably go to
gotta
a
fucking
testosterone, get my levels checked or something.
get some Viagra.
A little bit of Cialis and Viagra with a little.
I blame my dad because he told me that hooking up before marriage was fucking sin. So all through high school, I thought I was gonna go to hell if I hooked up with a girl. So I didn't. I lost my virginity when I was 19 years old. And the only reason I lost it is because I was like, I can't go to college a virgin, or I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the first time I had sex, I literally busted in less than 5 seconds. I put it in once and literally busted a nut. So, Dad, it's your fault that I don't last long.
So stressed.
Oh.
Yo, bro, I made it like 3 to 4 pumps. And I was
That's
like,
my boy.
that's what's up.
Oh,
First time.
my
Like, I did okay. And I was like pretty proud of myself. And I was like, did you come too? And she was like, no.
Yeah, dude. I feel like that's more common. People don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more common than people think.
Yeah.
Way more common.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't, especially as a guy, like there's a lot of pressure. I don't know. I don't hear a lot of guys talking about this. I know girls talk about like feeling the pressure to have sex, but guys also feel a pressure to perform and want to we want to be sexual champions.
Right. We want them to tell their friends.
Right. Because
It's an ego thing.
We all know we're going to talk about it afterwards. No matter whatever person you hook up with, there's going to be a story with somebody afterwards. Always. And we want to be seen as like guys that we did it. We were champions. We want them to talk about our cool penis.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so sad because realistically, we're not gods. We're not cool. We're just dudes trying to bust a nut.
Yeah.
And we want the girl to have a good time and we want her to bust a nut.
Right.
And we hope that maybe it kind of happens at the same time. So thankfully, like we don't bust too early.
Right.
Do you feel that pressure consistently every time you have sex?
That I need to last long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adelia, what do you feel?
What?
Do you feel the pressure to like come quicker because like a guy is like not going to be able to last long, or what's the vibe with a chick?
I wouldn't know.
Well,
Adelia's shy as fuck. Adelia doesn't make any moves.
no moves. Let's talk about when you guys had sex. How was that?
Nah, I don't know.
We both
It's
don't
so
remember.
long
It's
ago,
been
bro.
so long.
It's like a year.
It definitely lasted more than 3 seconds. Let me tell you that.
Yeah,
Hey.
and I wasn't even drunk. I only had like.
We only had one drink.
I had like a shot of whiskey.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I wasn't drunk either.
That's interesting. How did that affect your guys' working relationship? Because you guys took like obviously the ghosting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You got ghosted.
Yeah.
You ghosted Mark, clearly.
Right.
Fucking bitch.
And then you guys started working together.
How was it for you?
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that ghosted you.
Yeah,
what's it like for Adelia to now go from us hanging and like having a thing to me ghosting you to me basically being your boss?
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been a lot different if we would have slept together more than once. You know what I'm saying? The fact that it just only happened once and that was it. And then all that shit happened, blah, blah, blah. It was easier to like get over and kind of just move past it. And you apologizing obviously was like super awesome. And just like, I like definitely respected you more after like we talked about everything. And then everything just kind of flowed together. You know what I'm saying? Like the friendship just kind of like flowed, and I got good vibes from you. So it's like I let you back in because you know, I knew that you were a good person. If I would have thought you were like a sketchy dude and just like bad vibes, I would have been like, nah, I'm good. But you were like a nice dude, and everything just kind of like flowed together. I don't know. You know?
I think it goes back to like, I just don't want to date anyone.
Yeah.
So like when I felt things were getting too serious, I just fucking ghosted.
And the thing is, I knew too, like I could feel, you know? So I don't know. I wasn't.
Hey guys, I'm a good person if we're friends, but not dating.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a serious relationship for a little while.
Yeah.
And that's it. Look, you guys, I appreciate Mark actually taking the time to fucking open up about his life.
I feel like I have so much to say more.
Maybe dude, I want to do this. I want to do this again because there's a lot more to go in.
We didn't cover that much, really. We talked about like Logan the whole time.
Yeah. But that honestly, that's a big part of people actually getting to know you and your side of the conversation. And I think it's important to have multiple conversations like this to allow people to see who Mark is.
I mean, Logan's definitely a big part of my life. I just want to like move forward.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's like, cool.
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
It's been years.
Literally.
I've done so much on my own.
And now you guys know, like, this is the work that Mark's put in without anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, with people, but like he achieved those dreams on his own. And I think that's important to recognize as we continually move forward inside of this.
Everyone needs a helping hand. No one can do it themselves.
Yeah. So with that, do you want to do the closing remarks or do you have any final statements?
I feel like I'm going to do another one of these maybe next week. If you guys enjoyed this one, let me know. If you didn't, then I'll just go back to me hosting. But I feel like I have a lot more to say, to be honest.
Maybe comment down below if there's anything else that you want to know.
Yeah, ask some questions, whatever you guys want to know.
Yeah. You guys have been on this journey with Mark longer than I have.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Run up the likes, run up the comments, hit that bell for notifications, subscribe. Thank you, Adelia, for co-hosting.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mark, for being the guest on the One Man Show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys next week.
So tell me, do you think about me?